Welcome back to another Grand Prix of Ultra Pro Silent Pole with Jens Olsen P2, David Sergio starting P3 from Marcus Adelaide, and later episodic with Ramos on P6 with Sebastian Campbell P7, from Dominic Mantel and Tom Leon. We see Cable taking P10, Carlos Salado 11th, then we have Damien Castro, Burst Theo, Cropley, Livery, Lam Fong, Taco Van Horn, Thierry Headley, Zygmunt, Devin Butler, Marcus Klein, and Daniel Boxarov. So here we go. 5 red lights to the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out and we're underway here in Spain. We've got a few local drivers on this grid to this country. Jens Olsen off to a good start in the McLaren, taking the inside line before Ultra could, and Ultra grabbed the inside line for turn 2. It's going to be the outside for turn 3, as you can see as they're going up the hill. Olsen, despite having a better line, gets less traction as the Ferrari, clearly much grippier, is able to go up into first position. Olsen still behind though. It's a McLaren 2-3 at the moment, with Adelaide up in P3 at the moment. Rabo falling behind in P4. David Sergio in 5th, but he's going to make that 4th in a second as he has won Le Mans. He's going to be bringing all that confidence and excitement into this Grand Prix here in Spain to try and give it his all. He's playing outside in P6 at the moment, just behind one of his rivals in this championship. Is Carlos Salado going to try and fight the Red Bull. He is fighting Tom Leon. He's going to take the outside line, try and cut Tom Leon off. He couldn't do it there. Only just missed out on that opportunity right there. But here it is, Tom Leon round the final corner, keeping P8 as Waddle dropping down to 10th position. And as you can very clearly see, the McLaren is really quick there in P2. Jens Olsen can't quite get ahead, but he is right on the map of Ultra when he needs to be. And also we can predict that at the end of this race, the track will be dry. So the drivers are gonna have to be very quick in this inter period, because the dries is where strategy can change everything. But everyone being on the same compound, we don't have an advantage of the tyres or anything. And then Ravo gets overtaken by David Sergio, who gets past the Italian. That's incredible stuff for him. Here is Ultra still leading this race. Perfect result for Ultra at the moment. This is what he would want for the World Drivers' Championship. Daniel Boxarov, only one currently, experiencing a penalty in this Grand Prix, down in last place as well, with his heavily underpowered Williams. You only see Carlos Salado coming around the final corner. He'll be trying to defend that final point pig position from UK Bulls. Jens Olsen sets the fastest lap of the race, as desperately he tries to get by. Also though, moving up into first position, the McLaren now leads in Spain, which is incredible for that McLaren team. The fastest sector 1 as well for Olsen by over a second. Is there a chance that the track is already starting to possibly get drier as the rain starts to decrease? But it certainly looks like the rain levels are going down. Here's Lamfongo round the outside of Taco Van Horn, trying to reclaim his 16th place back. He's keeping his foot in. That is brave, that is determination, and I love it. He's back into 16th place, but that 5-second time penalty is obviously there. And that is going to be putting him under stress in some form. Here we go as we enter the final corner. Ultra is a second back already. So yeah, he is flying Olsen in that McLaren as he sets the fastest lap of the GP. Marcus Adelaide in 3rd. McLaren are currently on for a solid result. And yeah, we can definitely say that. He's on for one hell of a drive today. David Sergio right behind Adelaide, and Blake the Dragon Sonic just behind Sergio. You can see him in the distance. But this race here is the race where it is possible for for Blade the Dragon Sonic to take the championship lead. It is still possible for that to happen this race. All he needs to do is gain some more places in the Dragon, but the track is dry. The track is dry. Now teams just need to judge, when will it be dry enough? We've already experienced it this season where teams have went on to inters and have ended up being slower overall. And this is just the opposite behaviour. And on lap 4, entering the pits is Jensen Olsen. Marcus Adelaide will be held up though. Could have been worth it for Adelaide to possibly stay out a lap longer, but we don't know yet. But all we know is Olsen's heading on the hards and Adelaide is being held up. It's a good stop for Adelaide as they're letting, for Olsen, as they're letting Adelaide in right now. You have to hope that he'll get held up, that aren't him. Later, will jump him, and that is the only driver that's made a jump on him. Ravo's staying out to avoid double stacking down at Ferrari. So it's clear, Ravo thinks it's going to be better, not just Ravo but also Ferrari think it'll be better if he stays out for this lap. And in the hope that he can overall gain or have the same amount of time. If he does lose the same amount of time he would have in the pit stops, then he would have gained overall because he'll have that tyre offset. However, the gap is starting to come down, but because it's only just got dry, it's a bit of an interesting time. Ravo's the only one to have stayed out on track, and it's looking like it might have possibly worked for him, you know? This could have worked out for Ravo. We'll see what happens though as he comes into the pit lane at the end of this lap, moving from inters to a dry compound. As he's coming in, Olsen continuing to lead, but not by much to Ultra Bro, who is right behind him, the number 1 on the number 44 as they head down the back straight. DRS is open for the Ferrari and chasing McLaren at high speeds. Will he be able to make a move into the first corner? I imagine he will. Pulling over to the inside, down the inside, through on Olsen. Ultra Bro takes the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Olsen still keeping his foot in though. He might send it into turn 4, he does so. And he's going to be looking to fight for first position still. He's not going to give up until he can't fight anymore. Through turn 5. And Olsen still P2. But he's trying so hard and you love to see it. This is the battle we want for the lead, and it's the battle we're getting for the lead as Ravo does come out pits and P6 in the end, but he's ahead of Ocampo and behind Adelaide. The Davies Arquera has actually got ahead of Adelaide as well. But you can imagine Blake Johnson can be put into this fight in a couple laps time as he is under pressure, or not the pressure, the better performing, grippier, soft compound tyre. Here on round the final corner, Jensen Olsen enabling DRS, and he is going to be getting right up there with Ultra Bro. Blade Johnson fastest lap of this race by 6.5 tenths of a second. Davies Arquera, who also takes the fast lap away from him, Olsen up into first position. They are side by side round the huge right-hander in turn 3. Olsen cuts Ultra Bro off and heads round turn 4. The McLaren is continuing to lead this race once again. Can the Norwegian driver pull out a blinder and try and win this race? Because him and Ultra Bro both onto hard tyres, which theoretically could make it to the end of this race. However, we've still got 10 laps to go after this one. Well, not 9 laps after this one, and we've currently got 10 laps to go. So the drivers here are going to have to be very careful on when they pit, because I can imagine everyone in this race will be pitting at some point. It would just be quicker, I'd imagine, as BDS continuing to chomp into that gap every single lap. However, his tyres won't last forever. They're on 70%. The hards are on 79%. Ultra though, he has got a lot more pace than Olsen down the back straight, and he takes the first place. Olsen will have to be quick throughout this first sector and the second sector to make sure he's still within a good range of Ultra Bro, but Ultra Bro has pulled away and he managed to get ahead at the correct timing. Can Olsen though do anything about it before they get the next DRS on, because there is Blake Dragon Sonic just on the back of him. So this is going to be absolutely nerve-wracking for the McLaren. He's got a very quick Dragon behind, and he's got a very quick Ferrari ahead. And there's just nothing he can do about it. He can't change the positions of them or anything. Of course, BDS not having DRS there, you can very clearly see there. also needs to make these final few corners though incredible to get on the DRS at the straight. However, I don't think that's going to happen as we hit the DRS 6 point. He's 1.4 tenths. He's 1 second over a second behind. I'll just say that for simplicity. As he's heading down this back straight, Ultra managed to be a whole lap in the lead without having any fight at all. This is perfect for the Colombian, as he can just let BDS push and push. And this will put Olsen under pressure and it will wear out the tires of BDS, but this might actually backfire. Because yes, BDS is with Olsen, but Olsen is starting to catch Ultra once again. You can see Olsen probably closer than ever compared to last lap this time. Now, will he get DRS? No, he will not. Now, that is unfortunate for the McLaren. The Dragon also does not have DRS, but Olsen is picking his foot up once again as we're going to enter the 10th lap of this race. And Ultra is going to be under pressure once again. This foul, though, for the top two, for the leaders of this race, is incredible. I don't think Olsen gets DRS here, and no, he does not. He missed out by half a tenth, and that's going to be devastating for him. Davey Saracura in a comfortable 4th position at the moment, from Marcus Adelaide and Ravo, Demento in 7th, we see Ocampo in 8th, and currently I think Blade Sonic will lead this World Drivers' Championship. He should be taking the lead off of Ocampo by the end of this race. Tom Leon making the first stops of the drives ever since drivers went onto them. He's going on to mediums. That's a good call. You'll try and carry them to the end of the race and hope that he does not have much traffic at all. And here we go. This is it. Olsen will finally have his moment. He gets DRS, and the hard tires have paid off, because despite VDS being on the quicker tire with a better skill level, he's been unable to catch at a good rate. So maybe the temps on that car, well, for the tires, are getting too high. Maybe they're getting too high, them soft tire temps. As we head down the back straight, DRS enabled for Olsen, as they're going to continue to pull in tiny fractions of time, as out of the pits comes a racing point of Thierry Headley. David Saracura in for a second stop today. He's going on to the soft compound tires. We've got 6 laps to go, including this one. We had the hards now starting to wear out themselves. Saracura coming out of the pit lane, and he's going to be coming out in P9 by the looks of it. And Cable coming in for another set of mediums, where he'll come out, I don't know, it's looking to be possibly P15, as Ultra still holding back Olsen. This is incredible defense. It's Ferrari versus McLaren, just like the good old days of the early 2000s. Years like 2003 and 2005, where Ferrari and McLaren had some pretty good battles. History is repeating itself here. Even though it's a newer liveries, newer car, and newer drivers, it's the same old team. But this is perfect. This is the best opportunity for Olsen. He's got DRS. He's using ERS as well. He gets ahead and takes the lead once again. As Blade enters the pits, he's going on to softs for the rest of this race. Olsen needs to get past these back markers. If he can't get past them, there's no way he can continue to lead this race. He is leading by over a second. He needs to use this time while he has it before anyone possibly gets back ahead. So it's Sigmund who needs to let himself by. He needs to let them guys behind past. He needs to give way. Blue flag should be out soon for the Haas driver as he comes round the right-hander. And there is Olsen in the background. 1.4 seconds he's leading by. Versus Theo coming at the pits for medium tyres for Red Bull AlphaTauri. I see Dominic Bedo, he's on fresh tyres. He will be catching Livery and Castro soon, as they're on 7-lap-old hards. Carlos Eduardo on 7-lap-old mediums. How long will he be able to take them? Probably not long. So yeah, probably going to be waiting until the end of the lap for this one. And also, I just realised Sigmund is quicker. Sigmund and Henley, they are quicker than the leaders at the moment. They're lapping faster because they're on better tyres. And I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are going to try and make it to the end. Yes, they got 4 more laps to go, including this one, but it is possible. Sebastian Campo, also one of them guys who will be looking at trying to maintain the lead he has in this World Drivers' Championship. Also, in first 2 races, incredibly lucky for the Filipino. And he's just carrying this look right now into this next race. Ravo, with the 1 lap tyre offset, is catching Adelaide at the moment. So maybe him staying on that 1 lap longer on Inters on a completely dry circuit was worth it. I did tell you the offset was going to be good, and it seems like I was right, because the Ferrari is catching the McLaren and probably looking to spoil the party of McLaren having a double podium finish possibly. And yeah, Olsen leading now by 2.4 seconds. Ultra is really falling off with this tyre. It looks like he's got more wear than Olsen. So yeah, he's been defending pretty aggressively by the looks of it. Now what will Ultra do? He's staying out once again. Now, what about Adelaide, Olsen's teammate? Will he be going into pits? No, he won't. Ravo, he has no reason to. He's got an offset, so you may as well use it. Now, it won't be long before Ravo does get DRS, and once he gets a DRS, he can get that 10+ kilometers per hour of extra speed, and he can use it to catch Adelaide and overtake him to get himself a double Ferrari podium. Because looking at this race to be double Ferrari podium or double McLaren podium. Yeah, again, David Ricciardo could also be a player in this race, as we've got 3 laps to go. He is in 5th, but he's got Blake Johnson right behind, who's going to be putting the pressure on as Sebastian Campo has been overtaken by both the Mercedes and the Dragon, which is far from ideal. It's far from ideal for him. Also, the lead has started to deteriorate a little bit. He's lost a couple tenths recently, as we are entering the final 2 laps, and them tyres are demolished at this stage. Is it even worth for them to stay out? Is it even worth for them to pit? Well, we don't know. We'll have to see what the teams are going to be deciding, as Olsen is staying out. Ultra also deciding to do the same. Ravo fighting Adelaide. Adelaide taking back 3rd position, but they've got BDS and Sergio right behind them. Both of them opting to stay out though. DRS enabled for Ravo, as Butler comes in for a 2nd time today. And there are the top 2 back with each other again, because Olsen's been held up by the Williams of Daniel Bogdasarov. And now Ultra is the one to be held up, but not held up as much as before, as he's also got the Renault there. Is that Racket Crumply? No, it's not. It's the other Renault, Lam Fong, right on the back of Ultra. Could this be pressure in some form? We don't know, but here we go. The number of laps is coming down quick. In front, though, of Jensen Olsen is Marcus Klein in the BWT Stauber. Ultra is closing in the gap really quickly to the McLaren, as Lam Fong unlaps himself from Ultra. And yeah, don't know what's happening here, but Lam Fong holding up Ultra as going to enter the final lap of this race with a McLaren leading. Could we be getting the surprise McLaren victory, which we've been waiting for? As we go down the back straight, Jens Olsen leading this thing by 1.7 seconds. He's got to get ahead of that Sauber right now. It's now or never for him. Now Ultra, he's got to get ahead of it. He's slowing. Ultra is slow. He's got no more pace. What has happened there? He's unable to get ahead of the Sauber. BDS is right on him. And this is looking to be a sudden turn of events. In the final lap of this race, BDS getting held up as well. David Ricciardo coming onto the back of him. Olsen is leading by 3.9 seconds, 4.2. All McLaren have to do is carry this car at the end. Make sure it doesn't get a puncture. And this will be a legendary moment in McLaren history. They're looking at a 3rd win in this league's history, as they've got only 3 more corners to go. 2 more. I'm assuming nothing else is going to change. Ultra is fighting with Blake Johnson, but round the final corner, Jensen Olsen takes the 1st career victory, and McLaren win the Spanish Grand Prix. Ultra trying to defend P2. Will he keep it? Yes, he does, by 1/10 of a second. David Ricciardo finishing 4th from Adelaide in 5th. Ravo has a penalty, unfortunately for him. He's going to finish in 6th on the road. In the end of it, though, he will still finish in 7th. Okay, so he drops one place by a 10th of a second. De Benedetto finishing this race in P8 from Tom Leon and UK Ball 9th and 10th. UK Ball opening that DRS, but it's not enough. Carlos Eduardo unable to score points for Williams today, but it was still a solid result with P11. Damian Castro using his upgrades, he's in 12th from Bastillo. Livery, who's going to get P14 in the end of it. We've got Taco Van Hoort and Racket Crumpley. They're going to finish 15th and 16th for AlphaTauri and for Renault. Meanwhile, Zygmunt and Headley finishing this off 78s with Lampong, Klein, Butler and Boxarov all lapped in this race. So here for the podium, McLaren will be delighted today. Jens Olsen, your race winner here in Spain. Ultro, after a good fight, will finish this one off in P2. Bladed Dragon Sonic, P3 for the Nigerian. Very close to P2 in the end, but he couldn't quite catch up to Ultro. He finished P3 at the end of it. But with that, it's a new anthem to listen to for the first time in this league. Let's listen to it. It's the Norwegian national anthem. Jens Dawson, you're winning today from Ultra Bladed Sonic. That is a very good podium. Davis Arquero finishes 4th from Marcus Adelaide and Sebastian Ocampo. Rainbow finishes P7 from Dominic De Benedetto, Tom Leon UK Ball, Carlos Eduardo, Damian Castro, Bastillo Livery, Taco Van Horn, Rack Crumpley, Zygmunt, Thierry Headley, Fong, Max Klein, Dan Butler and Daniel Boxarov. And with that, we have finished the race today here in Spain. I can't wait to see you next time when F1 Classic returns. Have a good day, people.